ESPN is lying to you about Bryce James and you fell for it. Now, Bryce James, of course, being the brother of Bronny, son of LeBron, in the class of 2025, man, we have seen this dude do tremendous things at Sierra Canyon and even playing up in AU for teams strive for greatness. Now, as many of you have seen, the new rankings for the class of 2025 for ESPN have officially dropped, and of course, they list the top 25 players, and Bryce James' name is nowhere to be found. Now, with those rankings being released, a lot of people were realizing that ESPN is not considering Bryce James one of the top players in this class, but I can tell you this is farther from the truth. Now, number one, we have to look at a couple of things. The high school Bryce James goes to, of course, Sierra Canyon, is definitely one of the better high schools in the country for basketball. So, of course, when you're playing against better competition on average, you might not look as good as top other players. And with that being said, you have to be honest about the assessment of Bryce James, and we all know this dude was playing JV basketball, and some of the teams and competition he was playing in high school were definitely not the best. Now, with that being said, of course, these rankings and even your overall basketball career is about the long-term game, not short-term. And I think currently right now, him even playing up Strive for Greatness, playing on that team in AAU is definitely the route to go to make him better long-term. A lot of these guys who might be ranked top in the country sometimes are playing at weak high schools, which makes them look a lot better than they are, and they automatically are playing varsity for their team. So I think Bryce James is doing all of the right things, but there's one thing that really separates him from everyone else, and that's genetics. That's something that you cannot control, and we clearly see it. Bryce James recently being put out, there was a picture of him that's showing that he's just about as tall as Bronny or even taller. Of course, he has a great IQ for the game. Definitely scoring is his main objective on the court, and I think that's what's really going to separate this dude from other people in his class. And just in a year or two, I think he's going to have the same type of transition as Bronny James did to being one of the best players in the country for that class of 2025. And of course, we can't forget that shooting ability as well. Bryce definitely seems like the best shooter in the family, and all of these things combining together, of course, him even getting more athletic as well. I think in the very near future, with all of these combined, this dude is going to be a deadly player on the court. Now, did you know Bryce James just had an insane growth spurt? Well, click this video on the screen because you won't believe how tall he is now.